Right. Okay, you can see we've got two projects set up. Two Valentine's themed ones. This one, I think we have demonstrated the same or similar previously, but we're going to do something slightly different with this one here. So that one we're going to do similar to what we've done before, but this one, yeah, we're going to be able to show you something slightly different. I'm just going to turn this one on so we've got the comments and that sort of thing as we're going along. But yeah, we get straight into it. What have we got to say with it? We don't have piercework holes. We're doing stack cutting, so we've got the two layers. They're stuck together, and we put some packing tape over the top. So hopefully, yeah, you'll be able to see it all nicely. I'm just going to check. Straight into it. Yeah, sounds on perfectly. Happy days. Any comments, any thoughts as we go along? Let us know. We'll try and help out, and we'll try and explain the whole process as we do it. So the first part of the process that we're going to get into, we're going to do some pierce work. So I think we will start off, with our lovebirds. We've got more pierce work to do. I've got this blade here has done a bit of cutting, but it still should be cutting pretty well. So I'm going to carry on working with that one for now. One thing before I do start, one question that I had this week, and forgive me, who was it who asked me this one? No, it's gone out of my head, but it was a comment that we had this week, and that was about what speed our scroll saw is. Right, this is something that I only use a single speed scroll saw. I basically always used a single speed scroll saw, so for me personally, a variable speed scroll saw, there's no sort of real need or want for me to use that. So I'm sticking with using that single speed scroll saw. Always done it over the past sort of 20 plus years. Does the job. I will turn the volume down a little bit on that one there. Yeah, just down to about there. Yeah, so the single speed scroll saw, it does the job, it does what I want it to do. I'm happy with it, so I always use it. If you're using a variable speed scroll saw and you want to know what speed we're using, my understanding is that you basically just crank your variable speed scroll saw up to the maximum setting and away you go. Okay, so I think it's one of those things that for us, we've always used it. That's how we've always scroll sawed. So if it's not broken, if you're happy with the method, crack on and enjoy. Right, let's get cutting. Any questions, any thoughts? Let us know what you're up to yourselves as we go along. Okay, so first things first, somebody's moved the protector on there so I can hear it rattling. So I'll move that back down. And start cutting again. We've got a few joining us. Hello Mark, hello to the carver as well. Are we still live? Yeah, we just gone live, and yeah, I hope so. I hope everything's working fine. Let me know if not. Yeah, I know Mark is up just down the road from us, incidentally, so not enjoying the rugby the same as ourselves, isn't it? We got plenty of wooden spoons though, so and on that note, Thomas the Woodcarver he's just walked in the other room. We got plenty of wooden spoons here, so unfortunately, yeah, for those of you who are on the other side, as you call it, the other side of the pond, I know you just had the Super Bowl, but with the rugby, oh my goodness, we played 2, we've lost 2, so it's not looking very good for us at the moment. But there we are. We're focusing on Valentine's, and that's the theme for these projects. And you'll see, I've demonstrated this one before, but we're going to do something slightly different with it. So bear with us, and hopefully we'll get something done. What have we missed here? Being given the choice between watching the Super Bowl and carving in my show, I'll take playing with the wood every time. Let's not mention the rugby, but as I said, as long as we beat the yeah. I mean, it's not been a great start with it, and there we are. That's what happens with these things. They go up and down, and yeah, as you said, we shall focus on the wood carving and crack on. We will keep our concentration on this. I don't know, Thomas the Woodcarver's just walked in, so he can say a quick hello to everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And you're preparing wood, aren't you?
Yes, I'm doing some boxes.
So he's preparing wood for making boxes. So basically that's the main thing in the workshop now. We're busy, we're making a few bespoke spoons, a few requests. Excuse me. We got a live stream coming up with one of those requests. Or another one of those came from one of yourselves. And if you're watching, I won't say anything too much on it, but yeah, we're making good progress on that one. And other than that, we're getting ready then for the season ahead, for when things might be a bit busier in the workshop. Sounds like you're dealing with some congestion. Oh, do I sound a bit... I won't say anything too much on it, but... Do I sound a bit muffled? Hopefully not. But I may be... I tell you what, it is a bit cold in the workshop, so I may be a bit sniffy. But other than that, I seem to be okay. I'm going to give away a little bit of an insight. Oh, Gabby's with us. Hello, Gabby. Hope all is well. Yeah, hope all is good. No sniffing. Probably. It's yeah, it's a bit chilly, and Yelly haven't been very well, and the boys haven't been very well. So it wouldn't surprise me if I've picked up a little bit from something from them. I'm going to give you, I'm going to give everyone a little bit of a giveaway in terms of one of the videos that we've got coming up on the channel. I'm in the middle of working on it at the moment, and that is well, we give the title away with it. It won't be on the channel for a while, but it's how long does it take And again, we always sort of we're always open to ideas, and we take it on board. This was actually inspired by a video that was sent by the carver. So yeah, if you have a think of one of the videos that you sent to us, and it was very interesting because it got me thinking, and then doing the video, actually making the video about how long it takes to make something. It's actually been really interesting because you kind of realise it takes a bit of a lifetime, some of it really. So it's been good fun sort of putting it together. And then you start thinking then about pricing and stuff like that, how we price items. And I know this is a topic we come back to again and again, but you sort of come at it from different angles. And just learning, for instance, about some of the equipment, some of the tools, the woods, is a whole sort of lifetime of knowledge that goes into some of it. You know, planting the trees, getting hold of the wood. It's surprising everything that sort of goes into these things. And it's only sort of when you do something like that and you stop and think about it that you realise just how long some things take to do. We've got Thomas the Woodcarver working hard here, going in and around the camera. So let's have a look. The comedy song I sent you is what it did indeed. Yeah, it got me thinking. I thought it'd be a really interesting video. Just to sort of think, and it does get you actually thinking because it's when you actually stop and think of the time that we spend on certain jobs. Like we were talking about the other day. Dad carved his first Lovespoon in 1969, but prior to that, you were an apprentice. When did you first start your apprenticeship? 1965.
Yes.
1965. So what's that? 65.
65.
So 65, 75, 85, 95, 05, 15. So in 2 years, that'll be 60 years ago. And you just think of the different things that you learned then back then. When you're pricing, we don't factor in all of these different things of what you've got to learn to actually be able to do some of it. I just wanted to make you laugh. No, it's great, but this is what happens. We get little ideas when people send us stuff and things like that. We always, any comments as well, we always take it on board and we use all of that because it's great. Any ideas, never be afraid to sort of share stuff and thoughts and ideas with us because it gives us sort of content that we can work on. So as I always say, we just check the pierce work on the back, just check everything we're happy with. A little bit of work on the beak. Other than that, happy days. And we do all of the pierce work and then we do the surrounds afterwards. I got a little bit of work just to do on that one there. Are you going to share some pearls of wisdom with everybody? I can see you standing there poised.
I'm being a good boy today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There we are. You're here to watch?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You were sharing last week. You were sharing your methods, your money saving. You became the money saving expert for the day.
Oh yeah, what did I do last week then?
Showed people how to get more use out of their sponsor.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Still doing the job though.
Good.
It's gross time.
Oh, here we go. He's back. He's back. He's been thinking.
Yeah, you stirred me up there.
What's that?
Well, I just realised.
Okay.
That it's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
It's Valentine's, yeah.
Yeah. And of course.
Thanks for the support as well from the carver there. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up, that'd be brilliant. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Well, believe it or not, we actually.
So you're going to say, believe it or not, you bought a Valentine's. I don't believe it.
Well, you have Valentine's cards.
Yeah.
And we've done quite a few spoons recently.
Yeah.
You know, we've been fortunate. Oh, look out, my wife is coming. Hello, dear. Looking for firewood.
So what
She's got the shovel in her hand. Looks dangerous to me. Yeah, back on my grouse.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Wales, of course,
we got Welsh Valentines.
We have Welsh Valentines. That was a bit of a disaster this year. It flopped, didn't it?
Well, there wasn't much happening for Welsh Valentines, no.
But Wales is supposed to be a romantic place, right? And we've been here since 1975.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've been interviewed by American television. They actually came here and visited us. What was it? CBN?
CBS News.
Yeah, CBS News. Came all the way across to interview us on the Welsh Lovespoon. Spanish TV.
Supposed to be having the French coming here soon, aren't we?
Supposed to be, you know. And the only television company that has never...
Well, the only place we've never had a television company from, oh, I don't know, because we did have one with ITV, but the only ones that I know you're going to get onto is the BBC.
Well, we've had about a dozen programs like Flog It and Escape to the Country and all those now. And Welsh television, they're so lazy, they won't get off their backsides and come and visit Pembrokeshire, and they'd rather walk from Cardiff Central Station up to the Lovespoon Gallery.
I think the bigger point with it is not even with them coming to us. I don't think they've ever done anything with the Lovespoon much, really.
Oh, they do little snippets. They do little snippets.
Who we got? Yeah,
They can't walk from Cardiff Central Station.
Good evening to you.
Around even to the Lovespoon Gallery and find out a little bit more about their heritage.
On that note, I will continue cutting. So that's all the pierce work sorted out, and we cut this around, and then we show you how we turn these into things that we can sell.
I've been censored, have I?
No, Thomas would carve us on the sand in there. I've just thought actually, could you get me the super glue and the accelerant? I've forgotten all of that.
What, you made a mistake?
No. But I'm gonna have to stick these together afterwards. See, that's how we turn them into stuff that we can sell. Going back to your point, I think over the years that we have been quite fortunate though as well, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
We've been very fortunate in terms of where people have visited us.
But the prophet is not without honour except in his own country.
Not the thin one, the medium or thick.
What's that one then?
Thin.
Well, two of them.
Let's just pause and I'll explain what I'm thinking. Okay, so basically what I'm working out, see, my plan, I'm going to turn this into two things. One is going to be like a 3D hanging decoration, like almost like a Christmas tree decoration. So what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to separate this piece. There we are. And probably take those bits there out as well. Those bits there out. And then we'll cut along here. So I'm just working out. See, I'll turn this central bit probably into a piece of jewellery, something like that. And I'm just working out, do I leave? What would be nicer? Would it be nicer to leave that bit on the top and shape it? I think it probably would. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So I got to cut along here, and then we'll cut down here, down straight down there. So I'm just working out where we've got to go with this. Yeah, so that's fine. And I'll keep that bit and then I'll shape it. Or will that work? Let's give it a go. We'll try it. This is what happens. Hiya Marty, how are you doing? That's going to be awesome. Oh, thank you, Marty. Yeah, so I'm just working out with this one how we can best go about it. Probably best to first take off these bits. Hopefully, as we go along, you'll yeah, all will be revealed. We'll see how it takes shape. Okay, one little bump just to take out there. Yeah, one. You've got the two pieces here. Right, and look at that piece there. You got those two pieces in my pockets. Right, yes. That's the scroll saw bit finished. Now we got to try and turn these into keep it as hot. Yeah, well what we're gonna do, right, we're gonna turn these, we're gonna change cameras as well. We're gonna cross onto that one and then here we are. Right, hopefully, oh, I've forgotten the seats. Let's grab my chair. Here we are, high-tech stuff. This is, see, we've got two cameras and we've only got one chair. So, we just bring that across like so. Okay, we've got a Lovespoon we've been working on. And the first thing that we need to do now, see, we didn't need to do all of our detail on those ones. And the idea is, hopefully Thomas the Woodcarver will come in. Basically, what it is, we do what we refer to as 3D hanging decorations. And one of my bugbears when I first started doing them is that there was quite a bit of waste. So I would end up wasting quite a bit. The time is getting on a little bit more than I expected. So what I will do, I'll do this one first to show you, and I can give that to Thomas the Woodcarver, and he can finish it off for us on the sanders. So what we do, we put the decoration. Let's have a look. We just do a little bit of sort of shaping, just a little bit of shaping, and yeah, he's just coming through. So, do you think you could help me out in a minute? And all of this is going to need sanding.
This camera's on.
That's off now. Yeah, that's not on. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need a little bit of yeah. I mean, in terms of as well, what we do quite often on our videos and our live streams, sometimes we're sort of experimenting. So we're trying different things. So for instance, I've done this before where we make the heart and we'll turn it into like a 3D decoration. I've done that before, but then the birds, that's a slightly different variation on the same idea, and I haven't done that before, so you're never quite sure how it's going to turn out and how it's going to work. You're always trying to work it out in your head how it's going to work practically. So that's why I stopped when I was cutting out on the scroll saw, just to try and work out how it would work from a practical context, if that makes sense. So you can see we just use the different gouges just to add a little bit of shape, a bit of detail to what we're doing. Just like so. And then once we've done that in the one direction, we can then do the same. Turn it round in the vise, like so. And cut, just like so. Yeah, so the main sort of Valentine's project then that we're going to do is going to be one of our 3D decorations. But one thing I never liked about it is that I always felt that it was a bit of waste, because we cut away the middle bit. Always felt that you were wasting it a bit. And basically it was Yelly, my wife, she came along and she said you could turn these into ornaments. And the original one was the robin. So what you would do, see, you would cut out 4 robins on the scroll saw and you'd end up using 2 of them. So because you only use 2 of them, I always thought, well, this is a little bit of a waste. So you cut them out on the scroll saw, and then 2 of the robins would never get used. So she looked at it and she said, well, why can't you turn them into little Christmas ornaments? I thought that's a fantastic idea. So thanks to Yelly coming in and giving me little ideas like that, little pointers. And that's what she quite often does. She comes in and says, why can't you make this? And hence the inspiration for our new series of YouTube shorts where Yelly comes in and has a little idea and we make whatever the project is, whatever the idea is, we'll make it. So yeah, that's what happened and that's how we developed that idea. What wood is that? Oh, good question, that is. I'll have to ask, I will have to consult, this is an unusual one. I know the other woods that we're working in. That one's a piece of oak, that's a piece of mahogany, that one there's a piece of Iroko. Now this one, I'll have to check the back, I'll have to take the bark off. Somebody's asking about this one, what wood it is. It's the one that we used to do the boxes. And I'll be honest with you, all the way through when I was doing it.
Is it white?
It's
creamy colour?
What is it? Let's have a look. Because it's quite hard.
Well, that's oak.
That's oak, yeah. It's this one here. Aid is asking. Is it a fruit or a nut?
It looks like cherry to me.
Is it a piece of cherry? Yeah. Hard piece of cherry. But basically, see what we do is we put the paper template on, and then afterwards, as you cut in the wood, you cut through the paper template. Yeah, I think it's a harder piece of cherry, that is. Because of course with the cherry, I know if you're in America, you have different, you give it different names. We refer to it, there's the fruit cherry and there's the flowering cherry. Could you sand for me all of those pieces there? That would be fantastic.
On the flats, yeah?
Yes, please. It just sand them all over as if you're finishing them. Paper as well. Yeah, fantastic. Because the idea, hopefully, what time are we up to now? Yeah, 4 o'clock. So hopefully 4 o'clock here in our workshop, and hopefully the idea is to show you then how these Valentine's projects, how they will finish off. Now this one that we're carving, this is a piece of oak, and that's probably the most common timber that we're working in. It's readily available and carves nicely. A lot of people will avoid it because it's a bit harder, but as long as you've got good sharp tools, you should be fine. So in terms of, if you're a scroll sawer, what we've done all of that pierce work, cutting down into the wood. This is how we work with most of our projects, where you do the pierce work first of all. You cut the outline of your project, and then we come across to the bench and add sort of detail, character to the scroll saw project by using hand carving tools. And using those two things together, that is sort of the basis of what we do as a family business. And then when it comes to wood carving, if you are interested in adding that to your scroll sawing as we use, what you've got to remember is to do your stop cuts. So that's where you cut down into the wood first of all. And then once you do your stop cuts, you can add detail and depth by using that stop cut as a barrier. So you can see we're just shaping the different parts of the design. It's a good way, using those two things together, using both the scroll sawing and the wood carving. It's a good combination. And that's what we got in this then as a live stream. We focus in the first half of the live stream on the scroll sawing, and then afterwards we can carve it all out. So it's deciding then as well which bits we're going to push back. So where the lovebirds are standing on the perch, on a branch, we push the branch behind, and then we'll also push the claws behind the body, and it's that process that you go through with wood carving. So our scroll sawing gives us a basic outline, and then the wood carving gives that outline, gives it a little bit more detail. It's the same on both of our lovebirds. Using the different gouges to give it the correct stop cuts. And in terms of then it as well, because we do get asked this, I know different scroll sawers who are looking to do a little bit of wood carving and add that to their projects, asking about what gouges that we use. We actually work with vintage wood carving chisels and gouges, and we use a variety of what we refer to as fingernail gouges. The reason for that is that they've got like that curved shape like you get with a fingernail. You come back with that one?
Yeah.
Brilliant. There's that one there. We go for that one there. That's me dropping stuff. And what you do, see, to finish this one off.
There we are.
Brilliant, thank you. So you can see that piece of wood that we carved. Just put a bit of accelerant on it. There we are. And then a little bit of the CA glue on there like so. And I will move my hand out of the way so it's not blocking the camera. Here we go. Just on there like so. Here we are. So we stick the one piece on the one side, like so. And then we turn it over, and then you can stick the other piece.
Okay, it is ready anyway.
Just like so.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
there we are. So you can see.
Yeah, you know, if there's nobody in the workshop, just not the end.
There we are. So you can see. Stick it all together just like so.
Thanks for ringing. Bye.
There we are. So that is how we make what we would refer to then as a 3D decoration. And what I've done before, when I've made these for Yully, for instance, I have made it for... I have made them before. I made one for Yully where I put her name in the center of the heart. So that's what we're going to do. And it's a similar idea then, similar principle for this one here with the lovebirds. But what I will do now is we will continue working on that design. So it's that, the scroll saw is great for giving us that good basis for working from. So that's why we start everything off on the scroll saw. And then afterwards, the hand carving adds extra detail and interest to what we do. Now this one is a local piece of oak, and it's great as well. Little projects like this, they're brilliant ways for us to use up offcuts, bits and pieces that we can't use for other things. So that's what we tend to do. We use the bigger pieces of wood for making things like the love spoons from, and then as you mark them out, you have those smaller pieces left over that are ideal for turning into all sorts of little projects. And I do believe that this design, if you're interested in having a go at making it yourself, it is on our website, and you can print the design off for free. Let's just put a little piece like so. Yeah. So we get the tail feathers. And one thing I do then as well with the carving, if I'm working on two like this, what you can do, work on the one and leave all the detail on the other, so don't carve the other one out as well. Just leave it for now. So you can use the other one as a guide. So when you're working on a pair of birds, another thing I've done in the past is when we're doing like bespoke spoons, we'll do a drawing and you can basically photocopy the drawing and keep that drawing by the side of you as you're cutting everything out, and then you've got it there as a reference. Right, so same again. Just getting a little bit of depth to what we're working on, like so. Let's have a little look. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of if you're going to build up a collection of wood carving chisels and gouges, it's just making sure that you get a variety of different shapes and sizes, and there's like a numbers system. So the most useful ones I find is like number 3s, number 4s, that sort of thing, up to about number 6. Most of my gouges are somewhere in that range. Right, we'll turn it round. And the other thing as well, going back to where I was saying about not wasting, see? What we can do, the offcut then that we won't use, we'll then turn this into a piece of jewellery. So either a brooch, yeah, I would say probably a brooch or a badge, that sort of thing, because it's probably a bit big for a pendant. So we'll use it. And it's definitely a bit big for earrings. So you can see it's just bringing that, pushing that back down into the wood. And yeah, just take a little bit off. Yeah, just shape it back the other way. And because I sit to carve. If you stand to carve, you can just walk around the other side. You don't have to keep moving it in the vise. But because I sit to carve, I just swap it over, move it to the other, face the other way, and carry on carving. Right, a little bit more, like so. Just like that. Yeah, brilliant. It's coming on. You always forget when you do carvings like this, you forget just how much time is involved in carving out things like the lovebirds. And if you are new to doing sort of woodworking projects like this, if we just concentrate on some of the basics. Hello Ken! Hope you're good. It's great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. And thank you all for joining us, of course. Yeah, if you're doing a project like this, then some of the basic things to sort of know, we would mark it out with a vertical grain because it makes it easier for us to carve, makes it stronger as well. And then you develop your design on a piece of paper. You can print out a design from the internet and follow that, but I always like to sort of try and develop our own ideas. So that's why we tend to draw it all out on paper. But again, you can, even doing that, we would start, you know, from using an image and look at the image and see what would work. And you're always looking, if you do have a go at your own designing, one thing you've always got to remember with wood is you have to leave strength. So whatever you're making, you have to have that strength in the design. So that's one thing you need to concentrate. There we are. Brilliant. If I would say I've still got another few minutes carving, so you might be able to sand this one for me, but no rush. Yeah, no panic. So you can see we just put getting a little bit of detail on it. So yeah, if you're new to it, those are the sort of things that you're working out. We stick the design then directly onto the wood. There are other methods that we've used, things like carbon paper, trace around, trace a design on there. We process the wood before we start. We use seasoned hardwoods because they're more reliable for us to work in. And generally, you've got to enjoy it. That's some of the sort of key things. It's a nice process. It's a nice material. And that's what we do. Start off with that scroll saw. So you need things, if you're getting into scroll sawing, of course, you need a pillar drill. So you use your pillar drill to drill out those holes. We recommend having a quick release clamp if you're doing lots of pierce work like ourselves. So for cutting out all of the bits in and around the lovebirds and the hearts. And pretty much away you go. Carving away, well, scroll sawing, then carving, and then the other things afterwards, then you've got things like this, the hand sanding and the hand finishing. It is a labour intensive process, but it's a nice process as well. And coming up on the channel, some of the things that we have got coming up, we have a live stream focused once more on the Lovespoon coming up. I know the Lovespoon live streams, they're not as, don't get as much interest as the other things, but hopefully it'll be an interesting one. It's tied in with a Lovespoon competition run by a college here in South Wales. So they wanted something done to tie in with their competition. So hopefully that'll be interesting. And then, as I said, we're working at the moment on that video where we focus on that question of how long does it take? And then the age-old question, of course, is pricing. How much does it cost? A difficult question always to answer. And one, despite the fact that we've been doing it years and years and years, we still manage to get it wrong. So if you find pricing difficult, don't worry. That's normal. One of the hardest things to work out is whatever you usually say, we always find that we tend to come in too low. So but with the customers, that's one of the first things they want to know is how much is it going to cost? And the reality is, the truthful answer is, well, until I've made it, I don't know. There we are, so you can see we're getting all of those levels that we want. Turn it back around in the vise. And then we can continue carving it. And so far, this one has carved quite well. Yeah, but that video where we look at all those sorts of things, it's all those factors that you don't sort of bring into the equation when it comes to pricing something and working out how much it costs. It's things like, you know, all those hours that you have to spend learning to do the things like the carving, learning how to do the scroll sawing, figuring out what equipment you actually need, how to season the wood, planting trees, harvesting the wood from them, so, you know, taking a branch off. It can take years and years and years. Here we are. I can hear Nico's on his way in. They've been doing special celebrations this week in their school. All to do with the 60s, 70s, 80s. Maintenance of the tools.
You forgot one decade, 50s.
50s as well, is it? How are you, Nico? Did you have a good day?
Yeah.
We gotta show everybody Nico. I'll pause 2 seconds on the carving. We've got to show Nico to everybody. Here we are. Oh, you're a bit close on that one, Nico, but what we'll do, we put that one there. There we are. There's Nico. We'll put him on for everybody to see. 2 minutes. There we are. He's dressed up in his 70s clothes. You say hello to everybody.
Hi.
There he is, and he's having something to eat.
Donut.
All dressed up in. You're having a donut?
Yeah.
There you go. He's dressed up in his 70s clothes, isn't you? There you go, see? And you can see yourself on there. Right, I need to go back on that seat now.
Where's a bit... Daddy,
What?
you said you can see yourself on that chair.
Yeah.
I was shaking my head like, no, no, no.
Yeah, we can see you. Right, so how's this looking so far, Nico? Are we making progress? We making progress on this one? Did you have a good day in school as well, Nico?
Yeah.
Good. Are we making progress? What do you think? Is it looking alright?
Yeah.
There we are. We will see now. Hopefully we can get this all, we can get it finished off.
Where's Uncle Max?
There we are, we got the carver and Gabby, they both saying hello to you.
Hello there.
There we are. Where's Uncle Math?
No, his camera that you used to use in
Oh, I
the
don't
live
know.
stream. You know the little one?
No, that was Daddy's little camera, that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also... The ones who said hello, I'll say hello back. Hello there.
You say hello to everyone, no?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the YouTube meme. Everyone, hello there.
There we are.
Yeah, the meme where... Have you heard of the meme, Daddy, where it goes, hello there?
I'm afraid I haven't, Nico.
Oh.
But you know more about these things than me, see? There we are. You haven't done any carving for a while, have you? And your brother, he hasn't been in for a little while. Right, so we've got a soft piece of sandpaper.
Last time I did it
Yeah,
was
mister.
1979.
Yeah, you do a bit of sanding for me? Show everybody how we do the sanding. Get your sleeves out the way. So, straight up and down. So you're sanding with the grain. Okay? Straight up and down. Yeah?
Up and down.
Yeah, so don't... That's it. So watch his hand, because otherwise they can't see... You come and sit up with me.
Bah.
There you go. Nico needs a... You need a shave. You do indeed need a shave. There you go. Look, hold it like this. Hold it like this. Now, normally, if we were teaching you proper, you'd have to have a block. But can you see what I do? I use my thumb and I use the corner. And the reason we have to do that is because I've shaped the birds. They're all rounded off. So I'm going to use the corner and I use my thumb like that. You do the same. Go on.
Like
Go
this?
for it. No, you're going across the grain. Sit straight up and down. Use that thumb. You've got to have strong thumbs to do this, see? So we would, if it was a flat surface and we were sanding, then we'd use a sanding block so we get it a better finish. But because they're curved surfaces, to get into them, we wouldn't be able to use that if we use a block. Don't go, sit straight up and down. Here, give me a thumb, like that, and go bump, up and down like that. Now you're going to do that for 3 hours, okay? You're going to do that for 3 hours. How's your arm feeling?
Fine.
Marty says hi and Mark says hello. Well, Mark says you need a shave. He's right, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. We teach you that after as well. Look, straight up and down. You're going across again. See? So let me show you. Like that. Straight up and down. Just like that.
Do I do the paper?
Yeah. And you know what you've got to do now? Blow the dust away. But don't get in your beard. There you go. Spot on. Right, now jump down. Good man. And then what we're going to do, there's a little bit of paper left down there. There. Just like so. And what we're going to do, Nico, we've got to add all of the detail, okay? Put your head.
Where's my hair?
Okay. Right. And we're going to do a little bit. Don't do that because they won't be able to see. That's all. Here.
Daddy, you lost your...
I can. Here you go. Oh, look, there's another bit of sandpaper that's dropped on the floor. Good stuff. There we go. And then we do the one eye on the one side and the other side, like so. So this is where we're adding sort of the actual detail to what we're carving. And what you got to do, so you've got to select the right gouge, the right tool for the job. And what do you think, Nico? Do you reckon we can? I give this one now. I give this to Mummy for the Valentine's tomorrow. So it goes with the 2 toilet seats that she's already had. What do you reckon?
Yeah, for the 2 toilet seats.
Yeah.
Because she loves toilet seats.
She loved those toilet seats, didn't she?
Yeah.
There you go. This is teaching Nico things he needs to know for the future. Is that right, Nico?
Yeah, mums love toilet seats.
Mums love toilet seats. Right.
Because they feel more comfortable when you're in the toilet.
There we are, Nico. Right. So you can see we've got a bit of detail on those wings. A few feathers. Just like so. We got the beak as well. I'm glad the carver finds that entertaining. Right, so just around there, like so. Oh, Mark wants to know how the football's going. Oh, it's his brother Sammy's in the football. He's in the rugby.
Yeah, the rugby's doing good.
There you go. Yeah, he's doing well with this rugby.
Contact starts next year.
Yeah, he's got to start. So he's got a summer of working on his contact skills, haven't you?
Yeah, because doesn't it start when you're 8?
When you're 8, yeah.
Yeah, so this year it's starting then.
Yeah, so he's got to work on his contact skills, but yeah, it's going great.
I could have started rugby when I was...
All I say, Mark, is it's going far better than the national team. Although that doesn't say too much. It's going very well. That's right, Nico.
It's going far better than Ireland.
Oh, there we are. So that's superb.
Bruh.
Superb stuff. So was everybody dressed up in school today then, Nico?
Everyone apart from Tristan.
Yeah?
One of my friends.
There we are. So you can see we're just putting all those last little bits of detail onto the design. And then I don't think Thomas the Woodcarver is going to be back in time. So instead of everybody having a pause, I will show you what the plan is with these designs.
You can always rewatch it.
Absolutely. What it was, I was hoping that Dad would be back, your Gramps would be back to
I understand
sand everything.
When I know what
you understand me, do you?
I understand because Grant is your dad.
That's it.
So when you say, but normally in your videos you're like did like that.
Yeah, I know.
Really
I don't say Dad properly, do I?
Yeah.
I wonder where that came from, because I noticed that myself, Nico. I can't say the word properly. I do say some funny things. And it's only when you actually watch yourself that you realise some of the things that you say.
Like when Tristan kept trying to say hi, and he said here. And there he is.
Right, how are our love birds looking, Nico?
3 little birds. How many birds are there?
2.
Oh, I thought.
You'll have to think of a song with 2 little birds, not 3.
Just copy the song 3 Little Birds and turn it into 2 Little Birds.
There we are.
Don't worry about a thing. I think, yeah, Bob Marley, 3 Little Birds came out in 1970. was it? Or 80s?
Boy, I would think so, yeah. That was when he did a lot of his music, I think, Nico.
70s or 80s?
So they're celebrating in Nico's school. It's 70 years of the school this week. So that's why they got celebrations going on. They're celebrating it. Celebrating it all in there.
Granny was 3 when the school was opened.
Now you're telling everyone Granny's age. Oh my goodness. Right. So, what we've got then, the idea is when we've sanded this down, we will put a piece like that there. So I'm actually thinking already, I'm probably going to cut that piece off. So we put a piece there, which we'll have to adapt a little bit. We'll have to cut the edges off, not to cover it. Holy smokes, nice. Nico, well done. Carver's just saying there. And then we put a piece on there. So the idea is, once we've sanded everything down, we will stick that piece on the front and that piece on the back. We've got to cut a little bit of that away, but it'll be like a 3D decoration, just like so. Okay, so that's the idea on that design. And then, as we mentioned, we can turn this one into a piece of jewellery and a little badge or brooch. So that's the plan. And the other one then that you saw us making today is that one there. And that's a 3D decoration. And again, it just needs a little bit of sanding and a little bit of refining in there. And that'll be finished.
Daddy, just type in the comments, hello there.
There we are. Right. So what we say now, Nico, we say, well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all for joining us.
Good. Hope everyone enjoyed it. And we hope everyone has a good week, don't we? Yeah? Say, we hope everyone has a good week.
We hope everyone has a good week.
Brilliant. Thanks again. And yeah, we'll be back with a few different things as the week goes on. Thanks again. All the best. And thanks for joining us.